What if the Indiana dunes hid a ghostly guardian? In 1975, I patrolled the sands, then heard her song. Diana of the Dunes, Alice Gray's spirit, sang from the hills, her glowing eyes watching. She chased a camper off, her sandstorm swallowing their tent, a warning to all. Her sorrow drives you away, a fierce protector no one defies if they trespass. With sage, settler prayers, and a binding ritual in 2005, we fought her wrath. Led by Emily, Jacob, and Sophia, we calmed her, but the dunes still whisper her name. Do you dare face the ghost of the dunes at Mount Tom? Uncover this haunting Indiana legend. Watch the mystery unfold now. Subscribe for more. Diana's song is calling. I'm Thomas Reed, 22, a park ranger at Indiana Dunes State Park in 1975. I grew up in Chesterton, Indiana, just 5 miles from the dunes, where the wind carries the scent of sand and lake water. My grandmother, Clara Reed, 60, a local historian with a sharp tongue, told me tales of Alice Gray, the Diana of the Dunes. She left society in 1910, Clara said, her eyes glinting, to live wild among the dunes, guarding them like a spirit. I laughed, my ranger hat tilted. Gran, I'm here for hikers, not ghost stories about some hermit lady. But that first summer, as the sun set over Lake Michigan, painting the dunes golden, I felt a presence, a chill in the warm air. The park stretched along the shore, its towering sand hills and whispering grasses a maze of natural beauty and mystery. Alice Gray, they said, roamed these dunes, her spirit lingering, protecting them from those who'd harm her sanctuary. I patrolled the trails alone that night, my boots sinking into the sand, the lake's waves a rhythmic hum in the distance. Indiana Dunes held its secrets, Diana's legend alive, my skepticism about to crumble under the weight of the unknown. I stopped near a dune crest, my flashlight flickering, the wind carrying a faint whisper. Not the lake, but a voice. The whisper grew into a song, soft and haunting, like a woman's voice carried on the breeze, echoing through the hills. My breath caught, visible in the cool night air, my heart pounding as I scanned the darkness, seeing only shadows. Get a grip, Thomas, I muttered, my voice shaky. It's just the wind playing tricks, nothing more. But the song persisted, a melody of sorrow and defiance, as if someone watched me from the dune's depths. Clara's words echoed. Alice Gray never left, Thomas. Her spirit guards the dunes, chasing off intruders. I took a step forward, my boots sliding on the sand, the song growing louder, pulling me toward the lake's edge. The flashlight beam caught a figure, a woman in a tattered dress, her hair wild, her eyes glowing faintly in the moonlight. She vanished as I blinked, the sand undisturbed, the song fading, but the air remained heavy, the dunes alive with her presence. Indiana Dunes whispered its curse, Diana of the Dunes real. My first encounter a glimpse into a haunting legacy. I radioed the station, my voice trembling. This is Reed. Anyone else hearing? Singing out here, near Dune Ridge? Static crackled. No reply, just the lake's waves and the lingering echo of that ethereal voice in my ears. I sat on the dune, my knees weak, the sand cool beneath me, the grasses rustling as if mocking my fear. The figure, Diana, I assumed, had been tall, her dress a faded gray, her presence both protective and menacing. Locals called her the Ghost of the Dunes, a woman who'd fled society to live free, dying alone in 1950. Yet they swore she returned, her spirit chasing campers, scaring off developers, her dunes her eternal domain. I whispered to the wind, if you're real, Alice, I'm not here to harm you. I just want to understand. The song returned, softer, a lullaby now, the dunes settling, but the chill stayed, her watchfulness a constant shadow. I stood, my flashlight dim, the lake shimmering under the moon, the park holding its breath, waiting for my next move. Indiana Dunes called to me, Diana's spirit a guardian, my journey into her world just beginning. The next night in 1975, I returned to Indiana Dunes with a knot of unease in my chest. I'd barely slept, Diana's song haunting my dreams, her glowing eyes etched into my mind like a warning. I carried a small pouch of sage, a gift from Clara, who'd insisted, "Burn it, Thomas. She'll sense your respect." I met her that morning at her cottage, her kitchen filled with the scent of tea and old books, her voice firm. Alice Gray was no ordinary woman, Clara said, her hands tracing a faded photo. She fought for these dunes. Her spirit still does. I nodded, my ranger hat low, the sage pouch tucked into my belt, its earthy scent a faint shield against my fear. "Light it if you see her," Clara warned, her eyes sharp. "She'll know you're not a threat if you honor her land." I muttered, "I'm here to protect the park, Clara, not to worship ghosts." But my voice lacked conviction. The dunes loomed ahead, their sandhills rolling under the sunset, the lake's waves a steady pulse, Diana waiting. Indiana Dune stirred, her presence growing, my patrol a test of courage against a spectral guardian. I walked the trails as dusk fell, the sky streaked with orange and purple, the dunes casting long, eerie shadows. A group of campers had set up near Mount Tom, their tents pitched too close to the dune's edge for my liking. I recognized the leader, Mark Evans, 30, a burly man from Gary, his campfire crackling as he grilled hot dogs. His friends, Lisa, 28, with a loud laugh, and Paul, 29, a quiet type, unrolled sleeping bags nearby. I approached, my flashlight dim, my voice firm. "You need to move your camp. Stay off the dune slope tonight." Mark chuckled, flipping a hot dog. "Relax, Ranger. We're just here to enjoy the view. What's the harm?" Lisa grinned, pouring coffee. "Heard about the ghost of the dunes. Sounds like a fun story. Tell us." I clenched my jaw, the sage pouch heavy. "It's not a story. She's real, and she doesn't like intruders. Move now." Paul looked up, his voice hesitant. "You serious, man? A ghost's gonna chase us off?" Indiana Dunes darkened, the air thick with sand and danger, Diana's spirit stirring, my warning ignored. I stayed nearby, setting up a post under a cottonwood tree, my eyes fixed on the dune, my sage ready to burn. The campers' laughter echoed, their campfire casting flickering shadows, their ignorance a beacon for the spirit. At midnight, the air turned cold, the wind dying, the dune sand shifting as if alive with unseen movement. I lit the sage, its smoke rising in thin tendrils, the scent grounding me as the song began, soft and haunting. I whispered, "She's here," my hands trembling, the sage smoke swirling as I scanned the dune's crest. Mark stood up, his flashlight in hand, his voice curious. "Hear that? Sounds like singing. Let's check it out." I shouted, my voice cracking. "Stay back. Don't go up the dune. It's not safe." He ignored me, climbing the slope. Lisa and Paul following, their flashlights bobbing, drawn to the sound. Indiana Dunes trembled, Diana's spirit rising, her song a deadly lure, my warning lost in the night. Mark reached the crest, his flashlight beam catching a figure, a woman in a tattered dress, her hair wild, her eyes glowing. She turned, her gaze piercing, her song turning to a scream that echoed across the dunes, the sand swirling around her. Lisa gasped, dropping her coffee. "What is that?" "It's her, the ghost of the dunes." I ran to them, my sage burning. "Get down, now. She'll drive you off if you don't leave." Diana advanced, her form shimmering, her hands raised as if to push them, the sand rising in a blinding storm. Paul stumbled, his flashlight falling. "She's real, she's chasing us," as he slid down the dune. I pulled Mark and Lisa back, my voice desperate. "Run to the trail, head for the parking lot." The sandstorm subsided, Diana vanishing, her scream fading, the dune still but charged with her anger. Mark panted, his face pale. What was that thing? It wasn't human. It wanted us gone. Indiana Dunes spared them, Diana's spirit a protector, my first encounter a battle to save the living. By 1976, I'd become obsessed with Diana of the Dunes' haunting legend. I was 23, my ranger badge a constant weight, my days spent researching Alice Gray in Chesterton's library. I found old newspaper clippings, yellowed and brittle, from 1910, detailing her escape from society. One article read, "Miss Alice Gray, 28, abandons Indiana elite for the wild dunes, calls it her freedom." I met Clara again, her cottage a trove of dune history, her voice low. She guarded those sands, Thomas. Her spirit still does. She handed me a faded journal, Alice's own words. The dunes are my soul. I'll protect them from ruin. I nodded, my sage pouch ready. How do I stop her, Clara? She's scaring people off the park. Her eyes darkened, her voice a whisper. You don't stop her. You honor her. Offer peace, or she'll drive you out. A local girl, Emily Carter, 16, a descendant of early Dune settlers, approached me at the ranger station. Indiana Dunes whispered its past, Diana's spirit restless, Emily's courage a spark in the growing mystery. That night, I took Emily on patrol, her settler blood a connection to the dunes, her curiosity raw and untested. We walked the trails, the sandhills casting eerie shadows, the air thick with the scent of lake water and sage. Emily whispered, I hear her, Thomas. She's singing, like she's calling me. Her voice trembling, her eyes wide. I lit the sage, its smoke rising, my voice low. Stay back, Emily. We'll honor her, not confront her. The song began, a haunting melody, the dune crest shimmering, a figure appearing. Diana, her dress tattered, her eyes glowing. She drifted closer, her hands raised, the sand swirling, her song turning to a warning cry that chilled my blood. A tourist, a man from Chicago named Robert, 42, stumbled from his tent, his camera flashing, drawn to the sound. I shouted, my voice hoarse, Get down! Don't go near her! She'll chase you off. Robert ignored me, his camera clicking. This is gold, a ghost on film, his voice filled with greed. Indiana Dunes trembled, Diana vengeful, her spirit a force, my warning too late to save him. Robert climbed the dune, his boots slipping, the sand rising in a storm, Diana's cry a scream that echoed. She lunged, her form shimmering, her hands pushing him, the camera falling, the sand swallowing it whole. He yelled, tumbling down the slope, his ankle twisted. She attacked me! She's real! His voice panicked. Emily gasped, her hands covering her mouth. He's hurt, Thomas. She didn't want him here. I burned more sage, my voice a chant. Alice Gray, we honor your dunes. Let him go. Find peace. Diana paused, her eyes softening, her form fading, the sandstorm easing, Robert limping to safety. I helped him up, my heart pounding. You're lucky. She spared you. Leave the dunes alone. Emily looked at me, her eyes fierce. She's protecting them, Thomas. We need to respect that. I picked up the camera, its film ruined, the last frame a blur of glowing eyes and swirling sand. Indiana Dunes sighed, Diana's spirit a guardian, our fight for understanding just beginning. In 1977, I sought to calm Diana of the dunes' restless spirit. I was 24, my nights sleepless, my days spent learning dune rituals with Clara's guidance. Emily, now 17, joined me at the park, her settler roots a bridge to Alice's legacy, her resolve strong. We gathered offerings, wildflowers from the dunes, sage from Clara's garden, a small woven basket Emily crafted. Clara met us at Mount Tom, her cane tapping the sand, her voice steady. This is her domain, Thomas, she instructed. Place the offerings on the dune, sprinkle the flowers, burn the sage, and pray for her peace. I nodded, my sage pouch in hand. We'll do it right, Clara. We can't have her chasing people away. Emily clutched the basket, her hands steady. My family lived here too. I'll say a prayer for her freedom. We stood on the dune's crest, the lake shimmering under the stars, the air heavy with anticipation, the song faint. Indiana Dunes watched, Diana listening, our offering a plea to honor her sacred sands. The night was still, the moon casting a silver glow on the dune, the grasses swaying like a silent audience. I sprinkled the wildflowers into the sand, their petals bright against the pale surface, a gift to the spirit. Emily placed the basket on the crest, her voice soft, chanting a settler prayer. Alice Gray, we see your fight. I lit the sage, its smoke rising in thick curls, the scent grounding me as the song grew louder, more insistent. Diana appeared, her form shimmering, her tattered dress fluttering, her eyes glowing with a mix of sorrow and defiance. One drifted closer, her hands reaching for the basket, her song softening to a hum, her presence less hostile. I whispered, "We honor your dunes. Rest now, Alice." My voice a prayer, the sage smoke swirling around us. The spirit took the basket, her form fading, the other echoes of her presence retreating, the dune calming. Emily smiled, her voice awed. "It's working, Thomas. She feels our respect. She's listening." Indiana Dune sighed, the spirit appeased, our offering a fragile victory against her wrath. But the peace was short-lived, the park busier with summer visitors, their ignorance a constant threat. A family from Indianapolis, parents David and Susan, both 40, and their kids, Jack, 12, and Lily, 10, camped nearby. They'd heard the park's history, their voices excited. "The ghost of the dunes? Any chance we'll see her, Ranger?" I warned them, my sage pouch ready. "Stay off the dunes at night. She doesn't like it, especially with kids." David laughed, his voice booming. "We'll be fine, Ranger. We're not scared of a ghost story." That night the song returned, louder, the sand shifting, Diana drawn to the children's laughter. Jack wandered up the dune, his flashlight on. "I hear singing, Lily. Let's find the lady." I ran to him, my voice desperate. "Jack, get back now, the dune's dangerous." Diana lunged, her hands raising a sandstorm, her cry a scream as she pushed him toward the trail. Indiana Dunes roared, the spirit vengeful, our offering tested, a child's safety on the line. I dove for Jack, my hands gripping his arms, pulling him back as Diana's storm surged, her presence overwhelming. Emily burned sage, her voice chanting, "Alice, release him. We honor your dunes, we see you." The spirit screeched, her grip loosening, her form fading as the sage smoke enveloped us. Jack sobbed, his face scratched by sand. She was a lady, but she wasn't. She wanted me off. David and Susan ran over, their faces pale. "What happened? What was that thing?" I panted, my voice firm. "Diana of the dunes, Alice Gray's spirit. You need to leave this spot, now." They packed up, their SUV speeding away, the dunes stilling, the song fading. But the threat lingered. Emily looked at me, her eyes fierce. "We need a stronger ritual, Thomas. Something to truly calm her." I nodded, the sage pouch cold. "We'll talk to Clara. This isn't over." Indiana Dunes held its breath, Diana watching, our fight for peace far from done. By 1985, I'd fully embraced my role as Indiana Dunes' keeper of Diana's peace. I was 32, my ranger hat faded, my nights spent burning sage and chanting settler prayers on the dunes. Emily, now 25, worked at the park's visitor center, her warnings to tourists a daily ritual, her settler heritage a guide. Clara was 75, her health fading, her cottage a sanctuary where she taught me the deeper lore of the dunes. I'd built a small shrine near Mount Tom, a circle of stones with offerings, wildflowers, sage, and shells, placed nightly. Tourists came in droves, their cars lining the park, their curiosity about the ghost of the dunes, a growing challenge. A journalist, Rachel Hayes, 35, arrived from Chicago, her recorder in hand, her skepticism clear in her sharp gaze. She'd heard of Diana through a local magazine, her voice eager. "I want to hear her, Thomas. Get it on tape." I shook my head, my sage pouch heavy. "You don't hear her, Rachel. You survive her. She's not a story." Indiana Dunes stood haunted, Diana's spirit quiet but present, my duty to protect a constant burden. Rachel followed me on patrol that night, her recorder slung over her shoulder, her boots crunching on the sandy path. I led her to Mount Tom, the moon high, the air thick with the scent of sage and the lake's damp chill. I warned, my voice low. "Stay back from the dune, Rachel. Don't speak, don't move, just listen." She nodded, her recorder off, her eyes scanning the crest. "I've covered UFO sightings. I can handle this." I lit the sage, its smoke rising, the shrine's stones glowing faintly in the moonlight, the dune's silence a tense hum. The song began, soft at first, a woman's voice that sent a shiver down my spine, then a chorus, haunting and defiant. Rachel's eyes widened, her breath shallow. That's not the wind, Thomas. It sounds like a ghost." I whispered, "It's her, Diana of the Dunes. Don't move. They'll sense your fear if you do. A figure appeared, her tattered dress fluttering, her eyes glowing, her hands raised as she drifted toward us. Indiana Dunes tensed, Diana stirring, her sorrow a living force, Rachel's skepticism crumbling. Diana drifted closer, her song piercing, her form joined by faint echoes, their chorus a haunting melody of protection. Rachel trembled, her recorder slipping. "I need to get this proof for the world," her voice barely a whisper. I grabbed her arm, my voice sharp. "Don't. If you disturb her, she'll chase you off. Just watch, just listen." Diana's eyes locked on Rachel, her hands pushing, the sand rising as if to drive her away, the dune trembling. I burned more sage, my voice chanting, "Alice Gray, we honor your dunes. Rest, spirit, rest." Diana paused, her song softening, her form fading, the echoes retreating, the dunes stilling once more. Rachel panted, her face pale. "I felt it, Thomas. She wanted me gone. I've never felt anything like that." I nodded, my sage smoke thick. "You're lucky you're alive. Most don't get a second chance." She sat on the sand, her recorder forgotten. "I believe you now. I'll tell people to respect the dunes." Indiana Dunes spared her, Diana a warning. My role as keeper a lifeline for the living. Back at the visitor center, Rachel wrote her story, her hands shaking. "I heard her song, Thomas. I'll never forget it." I sighed, my voice low. "Tell the world, Rachel, but tell them to honor the dunes, not to come looking." She published her piece, The Song of Diana's Dunes, her words a warning that spread across Indiana. Emily read it, her voice proud. "You're saving the dunes, Thomas. More will listen now thanks to her." I muttered, "Some will, some won't. The dunes don't care, and neither does Diana." Clara called me to her cottage, her voice weak. "You're doing good, Thomas," but her spirit grows stronger. I held her hand, my heart heavy. "I'll keep trying, Clara, for Alice, for the dunes." She smiled, her eyes closing. "You'll need the binding soon." Her protection turns to rage. Clara passed that week, her legacy in me, Diana's spirit a constant shadow, her song a call to action. Indiana Dunes mourned her, the dunes whispering her name, my fight for peace a sacred duty. By 1995, Indiana Dunes had found a fragile harmony with Diana's spirit. I was 42, my ranger uniform patched, my shack near the park a hub for locals seeking dune advice. Emily, now 35, ran the visitor center, her settler prayers a daily ritual, her warnings to tourists firm. Rachel's article had made the dunes infamous, her book, Echoes of the Sand, a bestseller, her visits a tradition. I'd trained a new keeper, Jacob Miller, 20, a local with a quiet strength, his sage always ready. Diana's song was quieter, her appearances rare, her sorrow softened by our nightly offerings at the shrine. I muttered, "We've made peace, Clara, but the dunes' spirit runs deep. It'll never fully rest." Jacob nodded, his voice steady. "We'll keep her calm, Thomas, like you taught me, like Clara taught you." We patrolled together, the moon bright, the air heavy with the scent of sand and the lake's damp chill. Indiana Dunes stood sacred, Diana at rest, our vigilance a way of life. But the harmony was fragile. A group of teens from Valparaiso, led by a local named Sarah Brooks, 18, camped near Mount Tom that night. They were on a dare, their voices loud, their campfire roaring, their cooler stocked with soda, their bravado reckless. Sarah, a tall girl with a ponytail, had heard the stories, her voice mocking. "Diana's ghost? I'm not scared, Ranger." I approached, my sage bundle lit. "Get back, now. The dune's not safe at night, especially for kids like you." She laughed, cracking a soda. "I'm from Valparaiso, Thomas. I've hiked these dunes 100 times. Her friends, Mike, 17, with a grin, Tara, 18, a quiet type, and Ben, 16, the skeptic, cheered. I grabbed Sarah's arm, my voice sharp. "Diana doesn't care who you are. She'll chase you off if you're not careful." Jacob flanked me, his charm glowing. "Listen to him, Sarah. Don't tempt the dunes, you won't come back." The air turned cold, the song beginning, soft but growing, Diana awake, her sorrow a deadly lure. Indiana Dunes darkened, the dunes surging, the teens' laughter a beacon for the spirit, money at risk. The song turned shrill, a chorus of wails, the sand shifting, a figure appearing. Diana, her dress tattered, her eyes glowing. Tara screamed, dropping her soda. "What's that?" "There's a woman on the dune, she's coming." Mike stepped closer, his flashlight on. "No way, that's freaky. Let's get a closer look," I shouted, my voice hoarse. "Stay back, all of you. Don't go near her." Sarah ignored me, her bravado fatal. "I'm not scared of a ghost, I'll talk to her." She climbed the dune, the sand rising in a storm. Diana's cry a scream as she pushed Sarah back. Jacob tackled Mike and Tara, forcing them down. "Stay down, don't look at her." Ben froze, his eyes wide, the sandstorm swallowing Sarah. Her yells cut short as she tumbled down. I burned sage, my voice chanting, "Alice Gray, we honor your dunes. Release her, please." Indiana Dunes roared, Diana vengeful. Sarah's life a sacrifice, our harmony shattered. Sarah's body didn't resurface from the sand, the dune swallowing her whole. Diana retreating, her song fading. Tara sobbed, her hands shaking. "She's gone. She was right there, and now she's gone." Mike panted, his flashlight broken. "What were those things?" "She wasn't human. She wasn't." I helped them up, my voice low. "Diana of the Dunes, Alice Gray's spirit. I warned you. The dunes take what they want." Ben whispered, his voice small. I heard her singing my name before she took Sarah. Jacob burned more sage, his eyes fierce. "We need to strengthen the shrine, Thomas. This isn't enough." I nodded, the charm in my pocket cold. "We'll do the binding ritual Clara mentioned. It's time." The teens left, their campfire doused, their dare a lesson they'd never forget. Their friend lost to the dune. I sat by the shrine, the dunes hum a mournful song, Diana watching, her sorrow a constant threat. Indiana Dunes mourned, the harmony broken, our fight for peace a desperate struggle. By 2005, Indiana Dunes had become a place of cautious reverence, its legend a whispered caution. I was 52, my hair gray, my shack a monument to the dunes' sacred sorrow, its walls lined with settler relics. Emily, now 45, led the keepers, her visitor center a hub for rituals, her settler prayers a daily offering. Jacob, 30, taught tourists about the dunes' history, his voice firm, his sage a symbol of protection, his charm always on him. Sarah's disappearance 20 years ago lingered, her friend's story a warning, the park now a place of respect rather than dares. Diana's song was a rare echo, her presence less hostile, our nightly offerings keeping her spirit at bay. I muttered, "We've done well, Clara. The dunes are at peace because of us, but it's a fragile peace." Jacob smiled, his hand steady. "Your legacy, Thomas. We'll carry it forward, keep Diana calm." A new report came. A hiker, Michael Dunn, 28, heard a song near Mount Tom, his fear stirring us. Indiana Dunes stirred, Diana awake, the new generation ready to face her, the tension rising like a storm. Michael had been hiking the West Beach Trail, his backpack heavy, his camera capturing the dunes' golden curves. He'd stopped at dusk, the sun sinking, the lake a mirror of orange and red, when the song began, chilling him. He ran to the visitor center, his voice trembling. "I heard a woman singing, Thomas, but there was no one there." I nodded, my sage ready. "You heard Diana of the Dunes. She's real, Michael. You're lucky you didn't climb the dune." Emily gathered our team, her eyes sharp. "We need to check the shrine, make sure the offerings are holding." Jacob grabbed the wildflowers, his voice steady. "I'll lead the ritual tonight. We can't let her grow restless." We trekked to Mount Tom, the moon casting shadows, the dunes looming, the air thick with the lake's scent. The shrine stood intact, the stones glowing faintly, the offerings, flowers, sage, shells, scattered by the wind. I whispered, "Something's wrong. Her spirit's stirring. We need to strengthen the ritual." Indiana Dunes watched, Diana's song a warning, her cries a threat, our peace at risk. We set new offerings, Jacob sprinkling flowers, Emily burning sage, me chanting a settler prayer Clara had taught me. The song grew louder, the sand shifting, a figure appearing. Diana, her dress tattered, her eyes glowing, her presence commanding. Michael stayed back, his camera off. "I'm not going near. I don't want to end up like that girl, Sarah." I nodded, my voice low. "Smart. Stay there. Don't move. Don't speak. She'll sense your fear." Diana drifted closer, her form larger, her song deeper, a storm leader among the echoes we hadn't seen before. Jacob whispered, "This one's different, Thomas. She's stronger, like she's rallying the dunes against us." The spirit lunged, her hands raising a sandstorm, scattering the shrine, her cry a scream that shook the ground. Emily chanted louder, her sage smoke thick. "Diana, we honor your dunes. Rest, please, rest." I joined her, my voice rising. "We offer peace, Alice. Take our gifts. Find your calm." As I added shells to the sand, Indiana dunes roared, the storm spirit menacing, her sorrow a palpable force. Our rituals tested. The sandstorm surged, blinding us. Diana's cry a wail that made my ears ring, her hands pushing at the shrine. Michael screamed, his backpack falling. "She's coming for us. She won't stop." As he stumbled toward the trail, I grabbed him, my voice desperate. "Run to the visitor center. Get help. We'll hold her off." Emily and Jacob formed a line, their sage burning, their chants a barrier. "Alice, we see your fight. Release your rage." The storm paused, her eyes locked on me, her form towering, her hands clutching a shell, her song softening slightly. Jacob burned more sage, his charm glowing. "Accept our offering. Let the dunes be still. Let the living be safe." The other echoes gathered, their songs turning to a hum, their forms fading. But the storm spirit remained, her gaze unyielding. She screeched again, the sand rising, a wave crashing over us, soaking us, her intent clear. She wasn't satisfied. I pulled out Clara's journal, flipping to the binding ritual page. "We need the full ritual, now. Emily, your settler ring." Indiana dunes trembled. The storm spirit a new danger, our peace unraveling, a fight for survival unfolding. Emily hesitated, her hands trembling. "It's my great-grandmother's. I gave up so much already. What else can we offer?" Jacob shouted, "My charm, my mother's. It's precious to me." As he held it out, its stone glowing brightly. He placed it in the sand, his voice breaking. "Take this, Diana. Let us live. Let the dunes rest." The storm spirit paused, her hands hovering over the charm, her cry turning to a lullaby, her form shrinking, the others fading. The sand calmed, the wave receding, the shrine intact, the charm sinking into the dune, accepted by the spirit. Emily panted, her sage bundle low. It worked. She took it. The storm's at peace for now. Indiana dunes sighed, Diana retreating. Our team battered but alive, the threat subdued but lingering. Back at the visitor center, Michael wrote his story, his hands steady. "I'll tell the world, Thomas. People need to know the dunes live." I smiled, my sage bundle exhausted. "That's all we ask, Michael. Respect the dunes, respect Diana." Indiana dunes held its breath, the binding ritual looming, our fight for peace a desperate, ongoing battle. By 2005, 2 weeks after Michael's encounter, we prepared for the binding ritual at Indiana Dunes. I was 52, my hands steady despite the fear, my shack filled with settler relics, Clara's journal open on the table. Emily, 45, stood ready, her great-grandmother's settler ring, a family heirloom, in her hands, her eyes determined. Jacob, 30, gathered the supplies: sage, wildflowers, a hawk feather, and a drum. Clara had left us, his voice calm but tense. The full moon rose, its silver light bathing the park, the dunes casting long shadows, the lake's waves a steady pulse. Clara's journal detailed the ritual. A settler descendant must offer a precious item, chant under the full moon, and bind the spirit. I warned Emily, my voice low. "This is dangerous. If Diana rejects the offering, she'll drive us off forever." She nodded, her ring glowing faintly. "I know, Thomas, but my family's tied to these dunes. I have to do this." We stood at Mount Tom's crest, the shrine rebuilt, the air thick with sage smoke. Diana's song rising. Indiana dunes trembled, the binding beginning, the dunes alive, our fate hanging in the balance. We formed a circle around the shrine, Jacob drumming a steady beat, Emily chanting a settler hymn, her voice strong and clear. I burned sage, its smoke rising, my voice joining hers. Diana of the dunes, we offer this gift. Find peace, guard with calm. Emily held the ring high, its gold glinting in the moonlight. This was my great-grandmother's. I give it to you, Alice. She placed it in the sand, the dune shifting, the song growing louder, Diana appearing, her form glowing. The storm spirit, the larger one we'd seen, rose, her eyes burning with defiance, her cry a deep, mournful wail that shook the ground. She reached for the ring, her hands trembling, her form towering over the echoes, her presence overwhelming. Jacob whispered, "She's deciding, Thomas. If she accepts, she'll rest. If not." The spirit screeched, the sand surging, her hands grabbing the ring, pulling it under, the song turning to screams. I shouted, my voice desperate, "Accept our gift. Rest now, Diana. We honor your dunes." Indiana dunes roared, the spirit judging, the binding ritual a gamble, Emily's life on the line. The storm spirit turned to Emily, her eyes locked on hers, her song softening, her form shrinking, the ring glowing in her hands. The other echoes gathered, their songs turning to hums, their forms fading, the dune calming, the air lighter. Emily panted, her hands shaking. "They accepted it, Thomas. I felt her fight, but she's at peace now." Jacob stopped drumming, his voice awed. "The dune, it's different. It feels still for the first time." I nodded, my sage bundle burning low. "We did it, Clara. She's resting. The binding worked. But the peace was fragile. The park still sacred. The dune's history a weight we'd always carry." Tourists returned the next day, their voices cautious. "We heard the dunes are safe now. Is it true, Ranger?" I smiled, my voice steady. "Safer, but respect the dunes. Diana's at peace, but she's still here." Emily rebuilt the shrine, her ring gone, her heart lighter. For my family, Thomas, for Diana. Indiana dunes stood sacred, the binding complete, the spirit at rest, our victory hard won. By 2025, Indiana dunes stood as a place of sacred balance, its history a lesson for all. I was 72, my body slowing, my shack now part of Emily's visitor center, its walls a gallery of dune lore. Emily, 65, ran a cultural program, her sage displayed, her settler prayers recorded for visitors to hear. Jacob, 40, led the keepers, his role a calling, his rituals a way of life, his charm a symbol of our fight. Diana's song was a legend, her appearances rare, her sorrow softened by the binding, the dunes' peace a fragile gift. Visitors came, their eyes wide, the visitor center a window to the dunes' haunted past, its exhibits alive with stories. A photo of me hung above the entrance, my ranger hat on, my sage in hand, my smile fierce despite the years. Emily guided a tour, her voice warm. Thomas Reed faced Diana. He saved these dunes, saved lives. Jacob played the song, the visitors gasping, Diana's echo a chilling reminder of the past. Indiana dunes stood sacred, the spirit at rest. Our legacy a testament to the dunes' enduring guardian. A boy, Ethan, 10, touched my photo, his voice awed. He fought a ghost. He wasn't scared. Emily nodded, her eyes misty. Thomas was brave, Ethan. He faced Diana to protect us all. Ethan stared at the sage bundle, its leaves preserved. I want to be a keeper too. I want to help. Jacob smiled, his hands steady. You will, Ethan. We'll teach you the rituals, the settler way. Emily played a recording of Clara's voice, her settler hymn echoing, the visitors silent, the air heavy with respect. I sat in my wheelchair, my heart full. You're doing good, Emily. Jacob, the dunes are in safe hands. Emily hugged me, her voice soft. You gave us this, Thomas. We'll never forget what you did. The visitor center thrived, its exhibits alive. Diana's song a draw for the curious, her story a lesson. Visitors left offerings, shells, flowers, honoring the dune spirit, the sands a sacred space. Indiana dunes glowed, Diana at rest. Our legacy, a bridge between past and present. By 2040, Indiana Dunes had become a sanctuary of reverence and education. I had passed in 2032, my ashes scattered on Mount Tom, per my wish, joining the dunes I'd guarded. Emily had passed in 2045, her legacy in Jacob, now 55, a keeper of the dunes' peace. Jacob ran the visitor center, his voice a guide, his sage a relic, his settler prayers a daily ritual for visitors. Diana's song was folklore, her echo a recording, her sorrow a lesson in dune history and respect. Visitors came, their cameras off, the center a window to the dunes' haunted past, its exhibits a call for honor. A hologram of me stood at the entrance, my voice echoing, "The dunes are sacred, protect them, respect them, live with them." Jacob guided a tour, his voice warm. Thomas Reed faced Diana. He gave us this peace, this sanctuary. A girl, Sophia, 12, touched my hologram, her voice soft. He was a hero, wasn't he? He saved the dunes. Indiana Dunes stood sacred, Diana at rest, our legacy a bridge, the sands a song of peace. Sophia's father, a settler descendant named Paul, 40, nodded. He honored our history, Sophia. He's part of us. Jacob smiled, his eyes warm. Thomas would be proud, Sophia. He'd want you to learn the dune ways. Sophia stared at the sage bundle, its leaves preserved. I want to be a keeper. I want to help the dunes. Jacob handed her a small charm, its stone-etched. You will, Sophia. We'll teach you, like Thomas taught me. Paul joined the tour, his voice proud. My family's from these sands. Diana's spirit is our guardian. The visitor center buzzed, its exhibits alive, the dunes story a draw for the world, its peace a shared victory. Visitors left offerings, sand dollars, grasses, honoring the dunes' spirit, the dunes a sacred haven. A faint song echoed at dusk, a gentle reminder, Diana watching, her sorrow a quiet melody. Jacob whispered to my hologram, "We'll keep the peace, Thomas, for the settlers, for the dunes, for you." Indiana Dunes glowed, Diana at rest, our legacy a sacred duty, the sands a sanctuary. By 2060, Indiana Dunes stood as a beacon of sacred beauty and respect. Jacob had passed in 2055, his legacy in Sophia, now 37, a keeper of the dunes story. Sophia ran the visitor center, her voice echoing Emily's, her settler prayers a daily ritual, her sage a symbol of our fight. Diana's song was a legend, her echo a recording, her sorrow a lesson, her peace enduring. A hologram of me and Emily stood at the entrance, our sage bundles in hand, our smiles a testament to our fight. Visitors watched, their eyes wide, Diana's song a sound from the past, her story a call for understanding. Sophia guided a tour, her voice warm. Thomas and Emily faced Diana. They gave us this peace, this haven. A boy, Liam, 10, touched our hologram, his voice awed. They were heroes, weren't they? They saved the dunes. Sophia nodded, her smile proud. Yes, Liam. Thomas was our hero, my ancestors' teacher, a keeper of the dune way. Indiana Dunes stood sacred, Diana at rest, our legacy a bridge, the sands a song of harmony. Liam's mother, a historian named Grace, 35, smiled. We came to learn, Sophia, to honor the dune history. Sophia handed Liam a small charm. It's stone-etched. You'll learn, Liam. You'll carry the settler way forward. Grace joined the tour, her notebook open. I'm writing a book. I'll tell the world about Diana of the Dunes. Sophia played the song, the visitors silent, the center's lights dim. The dune story a haunting, beautiful tale. The dunes sparkled, their sands golden. The lake a mirror, the park a sanctuary for all. Locals visited, their offerings small, their respect deep. The settler history alive in every grain, every wave. A faint song echoed at dawn, a gentle goodbye. Diana at peace, her sorrow a quiet memory. Sophia whispered to our hologram, We'll keep the peace, Thomas, Emily. For the settlers, for the dunes, for you. The visitor center thrived, its legacy global. The Dune story a call for respect, its peace a shared victory. Indiana dunes glowed, Diana at rest, our legacy eternal, the sands a sacred song in the dawn. By 2085, Indiana Dunes was a global symbol of sacred peace and history. Sophia had passed in 2075, her legacy in Liam, now 37, a keeper of the Dune's tale. Liam ran the visitor center, his voice echoing Jacob's, his settler prayers a daily ritual, his sage a relic of our fight. Diana's song was folklore, her echo a recording, her sorrow a lesson, her peace a testament to our work. A hologram of me, Emily, and Jacob stood at the entrance, our sage bundles in hand, our smiles a legacy of courage. Visitors watched, their eyes wide, the Dunes' song a sound from the past, its story a call for reverence. Liam guided a tour, his voice warm. Thomas, Emily, and Jacob faced Diana. They gave us this peace, this sanctuary. A girl, Ava, 10, touched our hologram, her voice awed. They were heroes, weren't they? They saved the Dunes. Liam nodded, his smile proud. Yes, Ava, Thomas was our hero, my ancestors' teacher, a guardian of the Dune way. Indiana Dunes stood sacred, Diana at rest, our legacy a bridge. The sands a song of eternal peace. Ava's father, a Dune enthusiast named Mark, 40, smiled. We came to honor Liam, to learn the Dune's story. Liam handed Ava a small charm, its stone etched. You'll learn, Ava. You'll carry the settler way forward. Mark joined the tour, his camera off. I'm documenting. I'll share Diana's tale with the world. Liam played the song, the visitors silent, the center's lights dim. The Dunes' history, a haunting, beautiful legacy. The Dunes glowed, their sands shifting, the lake a mirror, the park a haven for all who respected it. Locals visited, their offerings small, their respect deep, the settler spirit alive in every dune, every wave. A faint song echoed at dusk, a gentle farewell, Diana at peace, her sorrow a quiet echo. Liam whispered to our hologram, we'll keep the peace, Thomas, Emily, Jacob, for the settlers, for the Dunes, for you. The visitor center thrived, its legacy global, the Dunes story a call for harmony, its peace a shared triumph. Indiana Dunes shone, Diana at rest, our legacy eternal, the sands a sacred song under the stars. If this tale of Diana of the Dunes stirred your heart with its sandy enigma, if Thomas's fight against the spirit made you feel the Dunes' wild pulse, if Alice's legacy left you breathless, seeking more mystery, show your support, give this video a like to honor the guardian of the sands. Join us on this journey into the unexplained, where legends sing in the Dunes. Subscribe for more stories of mystery, history, and the truths we dare to face. What do you think still lingers in Indiana Dunes? What secrets whisper in the wind? Drop your thoughts below. Let's uncover the mysteries together. The legacy of the unseen endures. A new chapter awaits your curiosity. Your wonder lights the path forward. Let's walk it as one.